The average home mortgage rate has nearly doubled in the last year. High housing prices, along with a shortage of homes available, have left millions of Americans struggling to pay rent or buy homes, including our nation's veterans.
We do know that rent prices and housing prices across the country have spiked over the course of the last year in particular. If they're behind on mortgage payments, we can work with them to get their mortgage payments paid. These are all supports that VA offers to our veterans.
The problem is acute in California, which has about a quarter of the nation's homeless veterans. The head of the California Veterans Assistance Foundation says that since the COVID pandemic erupted, she's seen more families in need of assistance.
There's this expectation when someone's talking about homeless veterans that they're all combat veterans, that they all have PTSD, they either have substance abuse issues or mental illness, and that is not the case. The majority of them we see are honestly, they just are extremely low income. They do not have enough money to pay for rent and regular expenses per month.
In the U.S. House, the HOME Act would increase the reimbursements by the Department of Veterans Affairs to nonprofit organizations, such as the Salvation Army, that help veterans with short-term transitional housing. It's a bill with bipartisan support, sponsored by Representative Lori Chavez DeRemer of Oregon.
When they're serving our veterans through these nonprofits, oftentimes they don't have the resources.
Even though the bill has support from both sides of the aisle, it hasn't seen a vote.
I've been fighting to get the HOME Act to the floor of this House. Now organizations that are tasked with trying to get those homeless veterans off the streets before the winter sets in, as the winter is setting in now, they need more money.
Yes, there's a lot going on in Washington, certainly with the changes we've working through the appropriations bills. And if we can get it to the floor, I think that hands down it will move through, because I don't care what side of the aisle that you sit on, Republican, Democrat, veterans are important.
The VA is also working with Congress to provide additional hiring assistance for local organizations that work with veterans. And there are also grassroots efforts to get more Americans to help vets.
I want people to understand that homelessness is a community problem too. Volunteer your time, donate socks, donate hygiene items, get involved.
When you're out on the street, if you run into veterans who are struggling, please give us a call and we'll go to work on their behalf. They swore an oath to give their lives to protect you and me. The least they should expect in return for that is a roof over their head.
If you encounter a veteran who's experiencing homelessness, you can call the VA's 24/7 hotline at the bottom of your screen. In Washington, Cassie Simeon, Spectrum News.